This is a call to action to like and subscribe. After this, you won't be able to think about anything else. I'm telling you, this is going to be life-changing. Scarlet by Doja Cat. This is the third full-length album from viral rap sensation Doja Cat. The singer arrives to us after a supposed shift away from the pop-oriented sounds of her previous works. Doja was dismissive about those albums in Twitter threads. That ruffled a few feathers. That's about all you really need to know. Now, I do very much understand the criticism that this is not a hell of a lot different to her pop stuff from before. I do agree that you will find the same handful of feathery beats that were littered throughout albums like Planet Her. I believe there is a refinement though. The production does have a bit more flavor and personality, much like what her earlier singles were bringing to the table. She is in fact rapping a lot more and is sounding solid as hell doing so. The song Wet Vagina is vulgar on the surface, but features one of my favorite hooks on this entire thing. I drip with wet vagina. Rip, I was drip with real fine china. As well as some drony sci-fi synthesizers in the beat that actually have a pretty wet quality to them. Do you get it? Elsewhere, Doja seems comfortable kicking things into cruise control and delivering a subdued yet heavenly bop like Agora Hills. I wanna show you up. Fuck the Girls is a fiery cut full of punchy beats and menacing leads. Doja is taking aim at people on the internet who are green with envy at her success. Basically putting up a middle finger to the women who are watching on and talking shit. It's a mind your business kind of anthem. I can dig it. Doja's energy of not giving a shit on the track 97 is aptly complemented by the very laid-back, sparse, piano-laced beat. This one could really use a Smino feature, honestly. She makes some very sharp observations about the nature of parasocial relationships, particularly negative ones. She has no reason to worry about criticism. She'll benefit from it anyway. It's a view, it's a click, some engagement. Nom, 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 gimme, 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 gimme. Even one of the lead singles to this album, Demons, has grown on me a lot more since the initial listen. Doja seems to be channeling a little Rico Nasty here, with the very bratty, confrontational verses, the shouty hook. How my demons look! It is all very devilish, especially the string loop in this beat that harbors an incredibly frantic yet eerie energy. Another great single from this thing was the track Balut. This one gives off a real old school West Coast G-Funk vibe. Ringing buttery keys and a blase beat allow Doja to get creative with some very humorous vocal work. She makes herself sound like an adoring crowd of people. Wow! Yeah! Some of the best rapping on this album appears on this cut too. I'm the shit, you a real piece of shit. I am needed, you a real needy bitch. I'm competing, you are incompetent. Making mobiles till I cop the mobile. I guess while I'm mentioning singles, I'll talk about Paint the Town Red and Attention. The former makes generous use of a Dionne Warwick sample that, I gotta say, isn't Dionne's work anymore. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Infectious to say the least, this one goes for a nice 1-2 punch on the chorus. Bitch, I said what I said. She's devil, she better be she rebel. Walk on by. Just a bouncy, very fluid piece of pop rap. Attention, as mentioned, was a sort of I'm back moment for Doja. It's another very dreamy, sensual R&B and hip-hop fusion with enough glucose to give you diabetes. Though her rapping and general energy, as well as the smooth, colourful production, are enough to stop this from being a total headache. Now, I understand that people have criticisms about this album's thematic direction. A lot of listeners seem to take issue with the lyrics that dwell mainly on personal and public drama, as well as her seeming unwillingness to heartfully engage with these criticisms. I do have to note though that these dramas are not the entire focus of this album. No, what's happening here, and this was alluded to on an earlier song, is that Doja is treating these moments of controversy as a means to up engagement, basically, and use that to keep herself relevant and selling records. The ethos seems to be, and this actually makes total sense to me at least, that it's a far better use of her time to mostly ignore getting caught up in this whirlwind of drama and controversy, and instead she's better off weaving it very casually into these rowdy bangers and ultimately serving herself as an artist first. Water off a duck's back, you know? She's also always been a little bit of a troll, so who can relate? Woo! This album comes with baggage. Sure. Honestly though, where it falters for me at least is actually in the moments where it sounds like Doja is cutting corners, either musically or just songwriting wise. Tracks like Gun or Go Off or Shutcho are just total non-starters in my opinion. I'll just leave it at that. Love Life is sweet enough, but this one just never really gets going like I feel it should. Skull and Bones is tedious at 4 minutes. The thin, cheap percussion does this track no favors. Doja falsetto sings her way through some incredibly basic vocal lines. The only thing this track has going for it is the rapping on the verses. Overall though, I am enjoying a solid chunk of what I'm hearing here. It's packed with enough crisp highlights that the slightly more bland moments on this thing get outweighed. She does at least manage to occasionally spice up the more Planet Her type moments. Hopefully this is a continual attempt to improve. Hopefully. Going for an 8.0 out of 10. Very, very light 8. I may be in the minority on this one, much like a certain other opinion, but that's okay. I mean, I like it, and I think this is a good step in the right direction, a very good step in the right direction. Have you heard this album, and what do you think about it if you have? Is it better than Planet Her and the other ones? Is Doja Cat someone to be taken seriously as a rapper? Does she have what it takes to sustain a career, or is she going to be consumed by drama further down the line? I don't know, you tell me. What do you reckon? Do you think she's out of pocket on this album? No further questions, Your Honor. Woo! All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like the video or dislike it. Do it. Whatever. It's cathartic. Subscribe if you want to stick around and keep seeing me pop up in your feed box thing. Other than that, make sure you have a pleasant rest of your week. Don't forget to do the washing as well. That's important. Don't forget to do your tax return if you haven't already. Do a double check if you're reversing out of your driveway, please. Bye. Hot diggity dog. Demons has grown on me a lot since the